Know that.
Yes. I felt that. But why now? Suddenly.
You mean out here? As what you say is the end of the universe? Or do you see this as the beginning of it?
We believe it the outer rim. Maman, do you understand these things? Can you tell me where my ship is? What is this place?
Captain, you were reported headed for...
Just a moment, number one.
Just an amazing scene there, and also well casted, too. But just when you think of this episode, a perfect blend of writing, acting, and pacing. Pacing and delivery are things that are so well done by the actors on this show. And the gestures they make, and it's in the looks, and all that sort of thing. Anyway, Picard signals a red alert, gets on the ship-wide intercom, and indicates that this is not a drill. Which I thought that was kind of funny how he said this is not a drill, you know, like, because the Enterprise D at this point has already started going out and exploring strange new life and new worlds and that sort of thing. So I would think that every time you hear the red alert sounds, you wouldn't know that it's real by the captain saying it's not a drill. I mean, if he doesn't say it's not a drill, does that mean we just take it lightly and assume it is? I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. But although he did say that general quarters or something like that, I don't really understand a lot of the lingo there. But what?
What is it, Captain? Why are we at general quarters?
I had to get everyone's attention. This seemed to be the quickest way.
Picard explains that caution must be taken in the control of people's thoughts, because the world of the physical universe and the world of ideas is intermixing, and what people think becomes a reality. So the Enterprise is put on full alert, and for good reason, too. And meanwhile, on engineering, Dr. Crusher is attending to the unconscious Traveler. Things were kind of stressful for the Traveler, so he's out. And Picard questions Kaczynski, wondering, you know, what the heck's going on some more.
What did you do?
It wasn't him. It never was. It was his assistant.
What are you talking about?
Kaczynski wasn't the one controlling the warp experiments.
It was me.
The equations he punched in were nonsense, just as we thought.
I honestly thought it was me. I thought somehow I was operating on his level.
It was also my fault, Captain. I should have realized it wasn't Kaczynski.
How could you? How could any of us?
Wesley did.
So the Traveler is dying, and also Wes gets to sort of clear things up and prove himself as far as, you know, him being right. And everybody knows now that they need the Traveler alive to get back home. And in sickbay, Crusher, of course, gives us the usual lingo that it's exhaustion and fatigue that caused the Traveler to be out and dying. So Wesley enters the room at this point.
If you knew something, why didn't you say so?
He tried. Twice. I didn't listen.
He's unconscious. Why?
I'm not certain yet.
He phased, sir.
What does that mean?
Parts of him disappeared and then came back. Nobody else was paying attention to him the first time.
When we saw it this time, he seemed to be struggling, fighting it.
He's dying.
He mustn't. He's the only one who can get us back.
Realistically, that doesn't seem possible.
Captain's log supplemental. Our position is unknown, and our only chance of returning to the known universe is a dying alien who is generally humanoid, but with a physiology sufficiently different from our own to create medical problems in caring for him. Cause?
I don't know. My equipment doesn't register his kind of life signs. I would have to guess exhaustion, fatigue.
Is he gonna be all right?
What is the boy doing here?
Mom, he's my friend.
You may want him here before we're done, sir. He seems to have developed some sort of special attachment to the boy.
My name is Wesley, Commander Riker.
He knows. We all know. Will he live?
I'm not sure.
Now here's a part of this episode that reminded me a lot of TOS. Actually, it's reminding me, not reminded, because I just thought of this. And something that happened a lot in TOS is you'd have a sick character that you needed to ask questions, and you needed that person to get to the bottom of things. And, the captain would say, Kirk would say to McCoy, Bones, I need you to bring him back to consciousness. I have to ask him questions now. The safety of the Enterprise is at stake. And, McCoy would come back and say, Jim, this man is dying. I can't bring him back right now. Don't you understand? So, sorry, there was a little bit of blackness in how I said that. Don't you understand at the end, but, yeah.
Wake him.
I recommend we let him come around on his own time.
We don't have that luxury. Wake him.
He could die, and with him any chance we have.
Doctor. Wes. We all have other friends on board this ship. If we stay here much longer, we may lose the ability to distinguish between thought and reality. Now, regardless of the risk, wake him, now.
They do bring the Traveler back, and things work out, and we have an amazing scene here where the Traveler lets everybody know who he is, and then things get very interesting as far as his background is concerned.
Who are you? Or what?
I am a traveler.
Traveler? What is your destination?
Destination?
Yes. What place are you trying to reach?
Place. No. There is no specific place I wish to go.
Then what is the purpose of your journey?
Curiosity.
That's not an answer.
I have certain abilities. They give me a knowledge of propulsion. I've been trading this for passage on Starfleet vessels.
And allowing Kaczynski to take credit for what you did?
It seemed a sensible way.
Until now.
Captain, I seek only transportation in order to see and experience your reality. I am no threat to you, your ship, or your crew.
Now, here's the great thing. The Traveler, it's very fishy to me how he and Kaczynski met, because it's kind of a shady thing to do. It seems to me that the Traveler was being a little deceitful, and but the great thing is, the Traveler, I guess he thought he was so much more above humans, which he is. I mean, he's such an advanced life form that it's not necessarily arrogance that he didn't come right out and tell humans what he was doing, which was just exploring. He was doing his own exploring and learning about the Enterprise and just hanging out and exploring with velocities and let's see, what's that word? It starts with a P. Propulsion, all that kind of stuff. But it is odd to me how I would enjoy seeing how he exactly met Kaczynski and how all that went down, because it's very interesting to me. But that's the great thing. The Traveler just wants to learn, and he's just hanging out on the Enterprise and just learning. It's very, very fun to me when Picard asks, "What is the purpose of your journey?" And it is such a simplistic thing that the Traveler answers back with, and that's curiosity. And you look at all the institutions of life and the world, and in the 24th century, they've sort of taken that all down and distilled it to the human core of what we really want to do, which is the next logical step of, well, let's see, I guess we fought with ourselves long enough. Let's go, let's just focus on learning more about who and what we are and where we are and the rest of the physical world and so on. And the institution that was built around that, a societal institution, which is the Star Trek Utopia, would be Starfleet, would be the United Federation of Planets, which allows humans to explore the galaxy, and it's a very simplistic thing. It's curiosity. So when Picard asks, well, what is the purpose of your journey? It's the same exact thing that the Enterprise is doing, that the Traveler is doing, and it was just such an amazing thing to me. And this episode, more than any other episode of Next Gen, potentially is the most Roddenberryan and just raw in terms of exploration and stars and space and